Hey everyone, welcome back to the engineering discipline interview series. With me, I have Emily. She's an industrial engineering major, same as me. I could, tell you more about her, but I'll let her do that. Emily.
Hey, I'm Emily. I'm a senior industrial engineer at Clemson.
All right, well, I guess we'll sort of start from the beginning. Can you tell me just a little about freshman year, what you liked about the courses you took freshman year, what you didn't like?
Yeah, so I took the first engineering class. That was a lot of just fundamental units kind of stuff, is from what I remember, and just some intro into what engineering would be, a little bit about the different fields, but not much. And then MATLAB the next semester is also the other intro to engineering course. So we did some coding in Excel and stuff like that. And then I took Calc 3, chemistry, a gen ed, and a couple other classes. I'm trying to remember. Physics 1, stuff like that.
So did any of those sort of push you towards industrial or
Not really. I kind of knew I wanted to do industrial, and I kind of chose colleges based off of who had industrial, so I was pretty set going into college.
Okay, well then going back into high school, I guess, or whenever you decided that, what made you think industrial? Is it your family or
Yeah, so my parents actually came, they went on college tours with my brothers as well as me, but with one of my brothers, they had to go to two engineering talks. And so he wanted to do mechanical engineering, but then because they had to go to a second one, they went to an industrial talk and they thought, oh, Emily would really like this. So then they just suggested it and I looked into it. That was pretty cool.
okay. So sort of you go to that talk, your parents think you like it, you end up liking it. Once you, well, actually, let's back up a little bit. Um, we both know what industrial engineering is by now, I hope we do. But
Yeah.
the truth is, like, I've learned through these interviews, like I didn't really know much about environmental engineering. I didn't know a whole lot about mechanical. So why don't you sort of explain what industrial engineering is, sort of academically? So what we do in school, but also like if you have any insight into the professional field from, I know your brother's not industrial, but from him or from internships or professors telling you about anything, can you just sort of explain what industrial engineering is and what we do?
Yeah, so industrial engineering is kind of complicated because there's a lot of different like specializations you can go into. And I knew that it was really broad going into it, but that's all I really knew, that like you could do a lot of things with it, but I didn't really know what that meant. So one of the big areas that they teach us about is manufacturing. And both of my internships were in manufacturing. So I was doing like operations kind of stuff and with like inventory and then continuous improvement, just helping with some bigger like coding projects to improve like operations of the plant. And then other factors, we do a lot of statistics classes actually. A lot of people I don't think know that. We do a lot of statistics. So to take statistics and probability 1 and 2. Um, and then a bunch of our other classes all involve statistics stuff and they expect you to know it for our classes. Other than that, we touch on like supply chain and logistics and like facility layouts, like organizing layouts really efficiently. And then another area is human factors. We do ergonomics and human factors, and also some projects towards like product design, and then some management stuff as well. So pretty broad.
Yeah, pretty broad, but can you sort of describe for us? There are a few, I mean, there is a computing emphasis as an option in industrial engineering. To be honest with you, I did not choose that emphasis, so I don't know much about it. If you know anything about it, I'd love to hear about it. But more importantly, can you tell us about sort of, I mean, you touched on it a little bit, but sort of the ways you can go and jobs you can get out of college with industrial engineering on your belt?
Yeah. So, well, I didn't do the computing route
Yeah.
either. I looked into it, and when I remember, it was a long time ago. I looked into it. It was a lot of hours, computer science, I believe, hours. So in some of their like intro classes, yeah, so I just didn't choose to do it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I did do some, a bunch of a couple of our other classes involve like computer related stuff. Like we have to take SolidWorks or AutoCAD, and then we do a whole coding, VBA, and Access and Excel class for IE as well. But job wise, I know, well, what I'm interested in doing is more consulting. So you just work for like a big firm and they send you to companies hire the firm to improve their plant. And then the IEs go and spend some time, months, maybe years at that plant looking at all their like operations and improving stuff that they see is going wrong from an outside perspective. Um, Otherwise, you can go into like supply chain is a really big one. I have a couple of friends that have worked at, or one friend in particular who worked at a supply chain and logistics like firm. So they helped companies with their supply chain stuff. One of my friends is I is doing a management position, project management, or actually two friends of mine are doing that. So they'll be over people, I think over probably other IEs in the field.
Okay.
And
Um,
then data analytics too.
okay, so to sum it up, there's a million different ways to go in IE. I'm sure we haven't even covered them all. I'm sure we don't even know them all.
Yeah.
But if I'm correct, you interned this last summer, correct?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little about that, or where you worked and what you did, if you can tell us. If not, I understand. But
Yeah, so I worked in Greenville at a small plant called ITW Hartness. The ITW part of the title is Illinois Tool Works. It's like this bigger corporation that bought out a bunch of smaller manufacturing plants. And I was a manufacturing engineering intern. That's my title. And my boss was the continuous improvement engineer for the plant. So more or less, I did continuous improvement with her. I did a lot for their SOPs. That was one of my big projects, their standard operating procedures. So I went around the entire plant for a long time and collected all of their SOPs from all the different machinery and stuff that they had, and then standardized the format for them, and then made a process for all the workers to make new ones. Because a lot of them didn't know like technology, so I made it like easier for them to make new ones in my format. And then what else I do? I did a Power App as well. Power Apps is like a Microsoft tool you can use to make an app that can work on like a phone or tablet or computer. And that was for their 5S procedures, which 5S is a way of cleaning, basically, standardized cleaning, more or less, to keep stuff organized. And then I also coded a lot of Power BI, which is another Microsoft tool, and made a lot of dashboards of data to make it like easy to read and present to people. And it's like an automatically updating dashboard from a database.
so it sounds like you had a pretty, I would say, computer technology based internship.
Yeah.
Would you say you were still spending a good amount of time on the project floor, or?
For the SOP projects, I was spending like all my time on the project or the plant floor, talking to all of the employees. I think I met almost all of them. So that was fun. But I did also really like the coding part of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So it seems like you, and not I can't speak for every role, but it seems like, and I had a similar experience in my internship. You get both that computer side, but you also get to go out and meet people, collect data when you need to, etc.
Mhm.
Um, sorry if I missed it, but what did the plant output?
Oh yeah, I didn't say that. They make machines that go into other factories.
Okay,
So they spent like months and months building a big, huge machine, and then that would be like moved into another factory to use.
gotcha. All right, well, moving on, we're both seniors. Do you have any sort of dream companies? Do you want to go to grad school? Do you have a job lined up? Can you just tell us about your plans after college, or if you don't have any, what you might be thinking, etc.?
Yeah, so I'm doing grad applications right now. I've been doing them for a couple months. Some of them are due in a couple days, so I'm almost finished with those. But yeah, so I'm applying to grad school. I'm applying to 7 grad schools, which is a lot for grad school. But after grad school, probably the goal right now is to get a consulting job. Um, I have a couple of friends who work for Advoco slash Accenture bought Advoca, so Accenture, and then some other big consulting firms. Like some people I know just got a jobs at Deloitte and KPMG and stuff like that. So that would probably be the goal as of right now, or maybe somewhere like Amazon, or I don't know. I know you work there.
Okay, I did. I guess this brings me to my final question, which is, and I ask this to everybody. I'm pretty sure I already know your answer, but do you feel like it was the right major you chose?
Yeah, yeah, this was definitely the right major for me. I had a really good time, and I really like it. Obviously, I'm going to grad school for it, so still going.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you chose the right one.
Thanks.
All right, thanks for doing the interview. I'll talk to you later.
So yeah.